Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are well and doing good. In this video again, I'll show you two more drafts from two amazing people of the Amigos. They'll be talking about their starting teams and their strategies. Before I start, a huge shout out to our sponsor today, Sorare Football. Sorare is a fantasy football game in which you can play and earn. With player cards available from around 245 clubs, you can bid and purchase the digital cards from the auction. You can then use those cards in different leagues and can even sell them for profit. Click on the link below, sign up, get common cards as a bonus, and if you decide to purchase limited cards, you'll get a free 6 limited card on 5 purchases. Check it out now. So the first draft we're going to look at is from Lee. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and drop a like. Let's get started.
Hey, Lee here, also known as FPL Chrispy. Just here checking in, giving you a quick rundown of my players that I've got selected so far for game week 1. The way I've looked at it this season is we have an extra wildcard, so we can look at it in sort of 4 sprints. That means that I'm really looking to wildcard around game week 8-ish, with the second wildcard happening in game week 17 after the World Cup. So that means I can really focus on those first 8 games. So with that in mind, these are the players. In goal, I've selected Mendy, making sure that I'm covering myself with that Chelsea defence. I know there are some questions around them at the moment, but I do think they will strengthen. And I've also got Reece James in there from Chelsea. I mean, you know, when he's on form and when he's playing, he can haul massively. I've obviously got those ones that everyone's got, Trent and Cancelo. And then I've gone for some enablers, but from one of the top teams again, so White and Tomiyasu. And then into midfield, I've gone with Martinelli. I think if he starts, if Arsenal don't sign anyone in that position, then I think he will be excellent value. And then FPL Twitter's favourite at the moment, Neto. I've gone with him. Obviously, that's a bit of a punt. It could be hit or miss. We'll see how that goes. Then moves on to my final 3. Now, I've gone for the thruple, the threemium, as it keeps getting banded around on Twitter. So I've gone with Son, Salah, and Haaland. Now, those can be interchangeable. I can remove Son, put Kane in and have 2 up top, or I can switch Haaland to Kane depending on fixture. So there's lots I can do with it. There's a lot of money in those 3, but it gives me 3 premium captain choices and it enables me to really sort of move around those premiums. But again, I'm only focusing on the first 8 weeks. So that's me. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Good luck, everyone.
So that was an amazing draft from Lee, a very balanced one with some solid picks. Next up is Dale with his differential draft. Let's look at it.
Hey guys, Dale here to take you through my FPL draft. First thing you'll see is that I haven't got Salah in my side, obviously. Purely because I can't bring myself to perma-cap him every week, and it feels like a bit of a waste of funds if I'm not going to use him in that way. So we'll kick straight off with the premium, shall we? I've gone for Kane and Son. I was tossing up between either Son and Haaland or KDB and Kane for quite a while. I always came back to the fact that I like Son more than KDB or Kane more than Haaland. So I decided to just dive in and go for both. The only reason I wanted to split it was to give myself a captaincy option every week. But looking at it, I think I'm covered elsewhere in the weeks that Spurs have got more difficult fixtures. From City, I've got Cancelo. I don't see his price point as being too high. I think he'll score points like he did last year. And Mahrez is in at the moment. I think he could be a great option at his price, given the players that have sold. I'll be interested to see how many minutes he gets pre-season, but providing it looks like he's going to get more minutes than he did last year, he'll be staying in. From Liverpool, I've got Trent, who's a bit of a no-brainer, and Diaz. With the news that's come out today about Jota, increases his chance of getting more minutes. I was impressed with him last year. He probably didn't get as many FPL points as his performances deserved, but at his price point, I think he's a bit of a bargain. I've gone for a couple of Leicester boys to start the season. Justin could be any of their 4.5 defenders, really, and I really like Barnes when Vardy's in the side, so I'll be keeping an eye on who's going to start. If it doesn't look like Leicester are going to start the season strongly, then I can always downgrade him to one of the cheaper midfield options. I'm just not that taken by any of them at the moment. So I'll be keeping an eye on their pre-season games. And from Arsenal, Tomiyasu, I think he doesn't excite me that much, but I think he's good value at 4.5 million with their early fixtures. And Jesus, I've had him in since before their pre-season game where he scored a few goals. I just think for 8 million, the goals he scored at Man City, a new club bounce and their fixtures, I think it's good value for money, and I'd like to catch him before he rises in price rather than I think he could realistically go up to 8.5 quite quickly. That's if his ownership isn't too high to start with. I know it's over 50% already. Mendy in goal, I think he's good value for 5 million. Chelsea look like they're signing a few more defenders, so hopefully they'll be a bit more solid at the back. And I think he'll chip away points and score consistently throughout the season. The bench looks pretty rubbish at the moment, but I'm not too fussed about that. I think if players get rotated, I've got players on the bench that will come on and get a couple of points. But yeah, that's the side at the moment. I'm sure it'll change loads before the start of the season. My advice would just be to enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you come into the end of the game week feeling a bit shit about it, stay off Twitter because it can be a horrible place. There's some great FPL players on there, and if you've had a good week, you still feel like you could have done better because there's always someone that's done better than you. But yeah, I hope you have a good season and enjoy the video. Cheers, guys.
So that was Dale's draft, a pretty differential one and a one for those who dare. I would like to thank both of them for sharing their drafts, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'll be back sooner. Thank you all for watching.